Hey, good evening. Coming live, not live, but just thought that sounds cool. Coming live from my home here in Potchefstroom, Ikacheng, and it's a bit late, so I'm gonna go sleep now, get some shut eye. But just had a busy day, so I didn't have time to shoot this video. So if you watch it, this is actually in the morning and it's evening time, when I got the chance to shoot it. So anyway, I want to talk about this book right here. It's called Deep Work by Cal Newport. Cal is a professor, a young professor in the field of computer programming at the field of MIT. And, you know, what he talks about in his book is exactly that, deep work. You know, he talks about how in the world, the knowledge economy, deep work is not prioritized. And deep work, he means thought that takes a lot of concentration, that produces work that cannot be replicated easily, and that stretches your mental ability to its limits. And then he says, in the modern world, the knowledge economy world, there's not a lot of deep work happening. You have a lot of shallow work, and the shallow work is the opposite of deep work. And if you're a student like me, you got an iPhone, you got Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, Twitter, all these social media networks. It's easy to get distracted and not focused. Okay, so our focus is fragmented. It's not concentrated. We can't hone it. Okay, the average student cannot focus, for long periods of time. And not just to focus on your studies, but if you're always distracted and you always, got a lot of things going in your head, it takes away, it erodes the quality of your life, I have found, slowly but surely it does. So the takeaway from this book is that you gotta create blocks in your day. Even if you're not a student, maybe you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're already working, you gotta create blocks in your day where what you do is you concentrate on one task, okay, your main task. So maybe I'm a student, I'm also like launch businesses, and try different stuff. So I gotta focus. If I'm studying, I gotta focus on my studying for a good 3 or 1 or 2 or 5 hours. I gotta focus. If I'm in class, I gotta pay attention and focus. Okay, so most people can't focus because they cluttered, right? You've been trained. You always checking a WhatsApp message. Oh, I got a WhatsApp. Oh, I got a tweet. I got a DM, and that, it's like you rewire your brain to always be distracted. Most people's brains are always distracted. Like, oh, what's going on? So you gotta be the person, if you're watching this, to try and change that and rewire your brain and try to focus. So start with just going for an hour where you just focused on one thing, whether it means switching your phone off, excuse me, switching your phone off and just focusing on deep work. Because deep work, like Cal says in his book, Deep Work, was the kind of work that cannot be replicated. So if you are a millennial and you have the ability to do deep work, you will be paid handsomely. If you are a computer programmer and you can concentrate for large spans of time and put in the hours in code and not be fragmented and distracted and have a lot of other stuff in your mind, you are going to be paid a lot more, as opposed to someone who's in the same profession as you but is always distracted and having things going on in his or her mind. So develop deep work blocks in your day where people can't reach you. You know what I do? I put my phone on flight mode for like a few hours, and then I come back to it. There's no rule that I have to always be on my phone. I don't know WhatsApp anything. I don't know Instagram anything and Facebook. So I can do what I want, basically, and focus. Because a deep life is a life well lived, as opposed to a cluttered one. Like Aristotle said, unexamined life is not a life worth living. So you want to examine your life. Fools never take a look at what they do. So you got to take a look at am I always distracted during the day? And if you are, just make a plan to change that and reverse that. and try and rewire your brain to be a person of focus. Focus is a skill that not a lot of millennials have. I meet a lot of people, and I think young guys and girls, and I think a lot of them they can't focus. It's just a rare amount of, and the ones who do focus, they have the results. They're either making more money, okay, they're either having a better quality of life, or they also just getting better marks and better students. Okay, so take away from this video, develop focus. Okay.